There you go. Don't get them so easy. Don't make them work. There you go. Oh, there's that big leg. Got it. There you go. Get your feet. Now go to one knee. There you go. Go, go, go. Good.
We went to a local wrestling show right here in La Puente, and the draw was there was Road Warrior Hawk was going to be there, and I was really blown away. Like, oh, Road Warrior Hawk from WWF is going to be at this, So I was like, let's do it. I met a couple of guys that knew how to wrestle. They actually had like a warehouse like this, and there wasn't a teacher or anything, but they would go ahead and they would just go ahead and just bump around. You can come on in, brother. And so he was like, come on down. For sure, it's a real wrestling ring. I'd smack the mat. One thing led to another. They're teaching us how to wrestle. Really just kind of the basics, how to lock up, how to fall down without getting hurt, how to run the ropes.
First you're feeding him this arm, then you kind of fed it to him, and then you said, oh, wrong arm, and you went like that. The move's gone already. It's gone, we gotta get up.
When I started in 1994, I was getting my ass handed to me, getting my ass kicked. No one was like, oh, but he's 14. Get out of my ring. Get out of my ring if you don't like it. That's how it was.
Shit. Just roll with it, roll with it. Any way he moves you, roll with it. But I want you to show me it hurts, show me it hurts.
You would think I'm in high school, I would tell everybody. I wouldn't tell anybody. I was like, kind of scared, and I thought like, well, if I tell too many people, they would be like, what are you doing? You can't do that. I was like 15 years old, and I wrestled a match. That was in 1995.
I love it. I love it. It's, as Sylvia, my real name, is Sylvia Munoz. I'm kind of a wallflower. I read historical romances. I cuddle with my puppies and my kitties, and I drink coffee. And I'm a very boring person. But Jezebel, it's like I just kind of go out there, and I'm a whole new person. The more I could get them to hate me, the better.
Do you want to be a pro wrestler? You want to be the next champion? Do you want to be managed by someone like me, Jezebel Romo? So what you need to do, you need to get your ass off the couch, you need to come into the ring, and you need to train to be a champion. I've managed a lot of people around here. I've managed Rock Superstar Chaos.
Well, let's see. I first met Kid Chaos when he was a cocky little son of a bitch at Extreme Pro Wrestling. Started out as the merch girl, and it was like, hey, I could do that, I could do that. He came in, and I met him a week before he went blonde, and I just remember thinking, what a cocky little son of a bitch. But, I got to know him and fell in love with him, and everything with us is wrestling. We got married on a wrestling show. And if you turn that ring around, that's basically the wrestling tattoo, and kind of like Romeo and Juliet meets in the ring, and boom, there you go. If it isn't chaos.
You know what, Jezebel? You got nothing to say to me. I'm gonna get ready for a match.
We had no intentions of starting the school. Joey and I lived in San Fernando Valley. Didn't have a car. You know, we were wrestlers, barely making it, and the school kind of fell into our laps.
It's like the same thing. I kind of fell into the wrestling school business. Felt like the same thing. I fell into the pro wrestling business itself. My buddy was like, you know, you guys want to help me? I have these students and I have a wrestling ring.
He basically had a ring in his backyard. He had, I think, 13, 14 students, and he was like, I'm at a loss. I don't know what else to do.
You know, I taught them everything I could teach them.
Could you guys come down and train them?
And he was like, can you come down and just help me out?
So we got, I think it was like 4 buses, 1 train, and our roller bags, and here we come from the valley. And
that's how it started. You know, I would come down, I'd help them out.
All the way down, long hair.
Come on, Pink.
Down, Pinky.
Get down, Pinky.
This had happened for about a month, and then a month went by, and I said, you know, I'm gonna try to start a wrestling school. We're in the backyard. It's not even a nice building like this.
it's kind of like, okay, let's get this organized and let's make a business out of it.
We start this legitimate pro wrestling school in the backyard.
Joey was with Mongol, the Santino Brothers, so it kind of just became Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy.
Teach a lot of Lucha Libre, old school wrestling, catch wrestling, submission wrestling, any type of wrestling that you go through. That's what we teach here at Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy.
And, you know, there is no budget, you know, because we weren't paying any rent. We were just, my buddy was helping us out. Student would come in, he'd pay his monthly fee. I'd give the guy that owned the house, my buddy, I'd give him $25. You know, and if no one came in, then the guy wouldn't get, none of us would get paid, you know, so there was no budget. We were doing that for about 2 years, and the city was like, what are you guys doing here? You can't be having a wrestling ring in the backyard.
The city closed us down because technically you can't have a wrestling ring and run a business in a backyard.
And so they gave us the boot, and, you know, it was a real long discussion of what are we gonna do? We got about a dozen guys that are just gung-ho, and they got nowhere else to go.
So we were forced out of there, and it was like, okay, what do we do? Do we keep training? Do we just say screw the school and focus on ourselves and our careers?
It was a decision, like, we're not really making money, you know, you're just trying to help the guys out, kind of trying to build something.
And Joey's just an awesome guy. He's always puts his students first. He's always put pretty much everybody before his own career. And he was like, no, we've got to show these guys they believe in us. We've got to show them something.
And so we decided, oh, well, let's get this building. And so my wife found this place in Bell Gardens.
Our beautiful little abode now, Santino Brothers Wrestling, in the heart of Bell Gardens.
It was graffiti written on this wall right here. It was just all graffiti and just graffiti everywhere.
Hey, this is Mongol Santino here. Just preparing Santino Bros Wrestling Academy. Me and Chaos, we wanted to produce the best professional wrestlers here in Southern California.
So we came in, and I don't even know if we had good credit at the time. We kind of scraped in, gave them some money, and they were like, here it is. And we didn't even ask them, you're gonna paint it? We were just like, we got a building. So we started painting it.
Hey, this is Mongol Santino here. Putting the Santino charm on the new SBWA here in Bell Gardens. Hey, we're waiting on you.
Kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do, just give everyone a feel of pro wrestling when you walk in. And so I decided, well, let's just kind of throw all our memorabilia up, because I have all this memorabilia and I don't have a scrapbook. It's just in a drawer in a closet somewhere. And so we just kind of throw it all up and kind of just keep going at it.
Say you give up? No! Come on, Monster. Come on!
Hello, I'm Robbie Phoenix. I'm from East Los Angeles, California. I've known Joey way back when I started training. So when I was training, Joey would come in and kind of watch and kind of give me some tips on what I could do. When Joey opened up his school, I hit him up. I said, hey man, would it be cool if I just come to work out with you guys? And what happened is I showed up there. Joey, I guess, realized I knew what I was talking about. I told you I got him! That's how I kind of became a trainer. So when we moved here, I took over the role as being one of the head trainers.
During that time, Dynamite D, who was my first trainer and Joey's best friend and mentor.
I'm a wrestler without a trainer. It's the first thing everyone asks, who trained you? Where'd you come from? And especially in 1994, 95. Dynamite D took me under his wing, which was kind of like, oh, this wrestler that came from a reputable school named Slammers out in LA.
Dynamite D was a student of wrestling. Like, he could tell you the name of the move, the history of the move, and then walk you step by step on how to apply the move correctly. That's how I started learning the moves.
We became really great friends, workout partners, training partners. Man, in 2007, he got cancer. I got a phone call from his roommate and says, hey, Dynamite D's in the hospital. You need to go down there. And I didn't even know he was in the hospital. I didn't know he was sick or nothing. And so yeah, we ran down there, and it's really somber. And I'm just trying to, like, I don't even know what to say, because he's always the one that mentored me, you know? I just start talking about wrestling. That's what we always talk about. Just trying to do the wrestling. And he's like, that's what you gotta do, man. You gotta keep the dream alive.
His final words to Joey were, keep the dream alive.
And you see it tearing up right now, and it's just, that hit me with everything I got. He's on his deathbed telling me I gotta keep the dream alive, and he didn't say it like, you gotta do it. I just took it like, I'm gonna do it.
I was always appreciative, and still to this day, I'm appreciative for what he did for me. And that's another reason why I kind of, I guess, stuck here. I always knew that somehow, some way, I wanted to pay D back for what he did for me. When Joey opened up the school, when the Santino Brothers opened up, it was also in D's honor. So I felt this was a way I can give back to Dynamite D and kind of tell him thank you for what he's done for me.
That's kind of when we knew we got to get our shit together.
You know, you gotta be willing to take the risk, you know? If you're not willing to risk it all, you don't want it bad enough.
Joey and I have both grown up because of this and kind of matured and gotten responsible.
I'm the marketer, I'm the businessman.
I'm the receptionist, so I answer all the phone calls. I'm basically the first person you speak with. I'm the school nurse, I'm the admissions director.
I'm the trainer.
Part-time camera. I help set up with the seminars, and I sometimes wrestle too. So a little bit of everything.
I've been a lot of struggles, ups and downs, becoming homeless because you're working so hard and sacrificing everything. Well, I guess we gotta pull money out of our pocket to pay the rent because it's not paying itself. And that's how it was for a little while. And
on my 40th birthday, and I'll never forget my 40th birthday, we basically lived right there. We lived in the warehouse right next to the Santino Brothers. That's Unit S, and we were Unit T. As you can see, yes, we were right outside of my old house.
And just like anything, put it all in and put my focus on pro wrestling. It wasn't moonlighting, doing another job, during the day, and it started picking up. In September, 27 students signed up for one class. That was our biggest class to date. Actually, not to date, because then the following June, we had 33 students sign up.
We're cranking out some really good wrestlers, some really good guys. The way I see it is, it can only get bigger and better.
My name is Douglas James. I train at Santino Bros Wrestling Academy. I actually came from mixed martial arts. I was a professional mixed martial artist, and I always wanted to be a wrestler, and wrestling was my dream. I found Santino Bros actually through Google. Pretty simple, just searched wrestling schools in Los Angeles, and it was the first thing that came up. Actually, I won a $2 scratch off, won $200, and off that scratch off, I signed up like the next Saturday. I always wanted to be a wrestler. I guess I never thought I could be one because of my size, because I'm a smaller guy, and I got to a point in my life where I'm a little bit older, and I was like, time now or never, and made the decision to be a pro wrestler. There's a lot to it. It's not very cut and dry. You have to definitely be tough and mentally strong because it's a business that will break you down. You have to be athletic. There is an athletic element to it. There's a lot of people that just want to be pro wrestlers and dream about it, but you have to have that athleticism and that kind of talent for it.
You have to be coachable. You have to be able to listen, have an open mind. Have thick skin and understand that whatever they're telling you, whatever correction, that they're doing it because they know what's best for you. They know what they have to do to get something out of you, and if you just listen and you pay attention, you'll get what you put in. My name's Kenny Marquez. My character name is Jake Atlas. I'm 21. I'm from El Monte, California. That's where I grew up. Well, I was 7 when I first fell in love with it. And I've always said that I wasn't a fan. I've always seen myself as a student. I've always liked the athleticism. I've always liked what it was about. My whole life I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Ow! On your feet!
At a young age I said I'm doing gymnastics for wrestling. I'm doing, track for wrestling. From gymnastics, I transitioned into cheerleading. College cheerleading was kind of my thing for a little bit, for 2 years after high school, and then I said, let me just give it a shot at Santino's.
1, 2, 3.
I got into this sport because I grew up as a fan. Grew up in a part of the streets where you couldn't really go outside too much, so this is something that would keep me in the house watching, kind of like real life superheroes. I started going to go see them, and the wrestlers started recognizing me because I was the loud, skinny guy, that they'd see at every show. And we went to an autograph signing, and these guys go, man, we see you at all these wrestling shows. Why don't you start training? Coming from a low-income family, there's no way I could pay, the amount that they were charging back in the day for a proper training. I guess they saw something in us where they told us about this little secret underground Lucha Libre gym called Gil's Garage, and Gil's Garage changed our life. As we were able to go train with the amount of money that we were able to pay, taught us more than just what we do in the ring, but why this sport is important and why we should respect it and why we need to sacrifice and we have to earn our spot in that stage.
Don't let go of this and just keep him on his back. No, get him that way. It's a pin. You're avoiding it. There you go.
Joey runs an incredible curriculum here. I love the way he teaches the old school ways to his students. I love the way his students have branched out into becoming their own, product. He's created a lot of great talent here in Southern California. And that is part of the reason why we appreciated when he offered us the opportunity to teach here. The reason why we want to share what we've learned is for the fact that when we leave, we want to leave the knowledge here. We wanted to continue on and keep cycling because this is one of those sports, it's an art that never stops evolving. We want to leave a good mark in this, I guess you could say, in this business or in this state. In United States, Los Angeles is probably the staple for Lucha Libre.
That's one of the best things that we have out here is the Lucha. We don't even think about the Lucha when we do our wrestling here.
I would say Lucha Libre is professional wrestling, but with fabulous style. In LA or Southern California, you hear Lucha Libre and you go to the show, you're probably not going to get the traditional old school Lucha Libre that maybe your grandfather or your father's seen. You'll get more of, nowadays, you'll get the high-flying moves and acrobatic moves, but it's more, I guess, death-defying. They're a little more dangerous. A little more dangerous, a little more high risk.
Hey! Wait!
The school's way more than just, teaching you the skills and helping you build some kind of athleticism. It's also helped me with my motivation, with my self-esteem. I got something to look forward to every single week because of this place. It's helped me live my dreams, so I think that it's definitely helped me become a more positive person. I've liked pro wrestling ever since I was a little kid. I remember I got up late one night and stumbled upon my dad watching it. I think it was the colorful characters that drew me to it at first. I really didn't think I was even going to make it through training, but I think just the pure love of pro wrestling kept me going, and these guys were willing to work with me. I just eventually found my stride.
Too dangerous. Dangerous.
No!
Momentum, don't work so hard.
Hey, almost there. Nice. Good job.
With my look and with the character that I do, my body type, it kind of helps me now because I feel like it kind of disarms the crowd a little bit. They don't think I'm going to be able to get in here with all these, big athletic dudes.
When you go into a locker room, there's a lot of particularly a wrestling locker room, there's a lot of intricacies involved in how you relate to other people, and at Santino's they make sure to indoctrinate you with those. So you go into a locker room and you can start off on a good foot with everybody. They instill discipline in you, tradition.
I mean, we have it right here, Santino Tough, you know. Yeah, a lot of tough love.
I mean, if you see wrestling, it's a physical sport. Your body takes a pounding.
I do have that bone in me, that physical bone in me. I need to do something physically draining every day, and I've realized that one day off a week, and then I'm good to start again the next week.
A wrestler's got to be tough. You know, you got to be willing to get hurt every single time and keep going.
Yeah, keep breathing. That's all you can do.
I think you've heard this kid scary.
Doesn't pay a lot. It hurts. It hurts a lot.
The ring beats us up to hell. The ring beats us up to hell. That's when he's tucking his chin up. And if I try to tuck it early, you're just gonna get that whiplash.
I guess toughness in the way to think of it, it's, I guess, a little crazy. Because, I mean, who in their right mind knowingly is going to come and get your body pounded and then be like, yeah, I want to go there.
We're not made for this. Really, we're not. We love it with a passion. That's why we do it. But we're not made for it. So you have to really dig down deep. Deeper than you've ever gone, and find that fighting spirit, because it's the worst thing in wrestling. It's if you're hurt, pretend you're not, and when you're not hurt, pretend you are.
Hey, don't spike your head, fool. Just do a simple little roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
I first met Darwin Finch at a training class in 2013.
I met Chaz my second day of training, and you know, we just hit it off pretty quickly. You know, he's a very friendly individual. We didn't come up with the study buddies right away, though. You know, I had my own idea for something that I wanted to do. He was starting to do Chaz already.
Our first, maybe like 2 months, he warmed up to me and started talking about being in a tag team. And I humored him and said, "That's cool, bro," without any intention of ever doing it.
We were just kind of out here in the parking lot one day during a seminar, and you know, we were screwing around. I was, you know, pretending to be my own kind of nerd character, and Robbie Phoenix, one of the trainers here, came out and they saw us goofing around, and you know, they just said, "Dude, you guys got to do that together. It's great."
Promoters kept telling us, "You should team, you should team." I kept saying no. He didn't say no with me, so they thought that meant yes.
We've worked on it, and you know, the trainers helped me kind of develop the character a little bit more.
Darwin and I really are the people that we portray in the ring. We're not coming up with characters. We are these characters. We've taken two complementary personalities and just by chance combined them. So now we have a well-balanced team.
It's great to be able to, like, I wrestle a lot of other places. It's great to be able to wrestle at my school, represent the school, have really good matches at the school, or hope they're good matches, and it's a great camaraderie between all the students and the teachers and the instructors, and it's a great time. So actually, my biggest match to date, Brian Kendrick was former WWE Tag Team Champion, but current WWE Cruiserweight Classic participant. Yeah, super exciting, pretty nerve-wracking, all the emotions in one. I work really hard. When I train here, I take everything out. I really focus and I put everything into this. This is my dream, and to be able to wrestle somebody as great as him it's incredible.
When I found out that I was facing Robbie, I couldn't think of any other opponent. I think it's kind of cool that it's come full circle tonight, where I get to face Robbie. I get to show the boys in the back, I get to show the audience that this is what I've done with him, and this is what I've been doing, and I'm excited to make a statement. So
I get excited for every single show, whether there's going to be 2 people in the crowd, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. It doesn't matter. I love it.
This is performing art, you know? I can go in there and I can hit you as hard as I can in the face. And you know what? My nephew that's 3 years old can do the same thing. But the art of it is for me to make you look like I'm hitting you as hard as I can, and it looks like it.
Especially when, you know, there's been gazillions of wrestling matches over history, and, you know, you got to make yours unique enough for the crowd to be entertained by.
And that's the beauty of it, is that it balances the athletic with the aesthetic. It balances sport with story.